What's up, sports fans? Welcome to the Sports Opinions podcast. New York Jets fantasy picks of the week for week number 6. I'm your host, as always, Alex Cuesta. Back with me now. It seems like we haven't talked since last season. But it is the site expert of thejetpress.com, Tirado Jr. What up, Lewis?
Doing good. How about you, buddy?
Doing well. Now, last week, I think we would have actually done well last week if we sunk our teeth into it, because I think you told me you had Bilal Powell. I'm not being a homer here. I was going to pick Isaiah Crowell, and reason being because the run game needed to get going. So I think we would have done well last week if we were on.
We definitely would have won well. Would have won a lot of fantasy points in our leagues if we started them like we said we would.
Yeah, but, that is the past. We're now on to the future. And the future is we're playing the Indianapolis Colts, which I think they're a pretty vulnerable team defensively. Andrew Luck is coming back to beast mode form, but it's not resulting in wins for them. So right away, going to get right out with it. Who is your fantasy selection from the New York Jets this week?
I'm definitely going with wide receiver Robbie Anderson. It's funny because last week I wrote about how, he shouldn't be started because literally a lot of fantasy football leagues had him on the waiver wire. So I was kind of hesitant to say, this is the week, but he really proved me wrong and a lot of other critics wrong with his crazy performance. 123 receiving yards, not one but 2 touchdowns, which is awesome. And I think they're going to finally ride that hot hand because Darnold's going to see that that's literally one of his best options when it comes to going deep. And I know was his go-to person for the start of the season, but I think other teams obviously caught on. And I think this week they're going to, like you said, take advantage of that Colts defense that's severely hurting, severely lacking. I think Anderson's going to have another big day.
Yeah, and Anunwa actually had 0 fantasy points last week, which is bizarre. That he was a productive guy. He was a pretty steady wide receiver 3 for the whole season so far, and he had 0 fantasy points. I tend to agree with you. I think Robbie is going to continue to play well as long as we don't throw the ball underneath to him so he can't fumble anymore. But he torched Bradley Roby twice, who is a pretty damn good cover corner, so that is only a good sign. Jeremy Bates is starting to open up the playbook a little more, it looks like, because I think he hears the criticism too. And that leads to my pick. I'm picking Sam Darnold. I think he's going to have a breakout game against this Colts defense. I agree with you that I think Robbie should have another big game. We also saw Terrell Pryor make a circus catch and actually bail out Sam on one of his, least accurate throws of the game where he made a great circus catch. So this week, I like Sam Darnold. I think that he's going to pass well. He's going to get some more touchdowns. He's going to take care of the football. And I really like what they're going to do. Now, quickly, we didn't pick any running backs. Isaiah Crowell may not play because he's been injured. Do you think that in order for our picks to do well, they're going to have to establish the run again?
Oh, they have to. If it's anything that Bates saw this season so far, it's real simple. Run the football. You'll probably win the football game. Very simple. And I think that even though Crowell is going to probably either be limited or even probably miss this game, I'm sure Bowles will wait till literally an hour before to tell people, he's playing or not. I think it's safe to say that Powell, for those of you that do have him on your fantasy teams, would be worth starting. Only because if Powell doesn't play, or even if he does, he's not going to have the impact he had last week. I honestly believe that he probably got maybe worn out from the past. That game was a monster game, AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and throughout practice, we never know what's going to happen. So we'll find out on Sunday, but I would definitely say that the Jets will need to run the football. They most likely will run the football. I hope Bates really studies what he did in week 1 and week 5 and just run the football. It's an amazing concept. Just run the football.
Yeah, without a doubt. You control the clock, you win games. All right, so just for a recap, we have Tirado Jr. of thejetpress.com picking Robbie Anderson to have a big fantasy week for the Jets. I'm picking Sam Darnold. And this was the New York Jets fantasy pick'em for Week 6 against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm your host with the Sports Opinions Podcast, Alex Cuesta. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at @A_Cuesta30. Find Sports Opinions on Twitter at SportsOpinion30. On Instagram at SportsOpinions30. Visit the Facebook page and also visit thejetpress.com. Lewis, where can people find you on Twitter?
You guys can find me at LTJ81. Same thing on Facebook from our author page at LTJ81. And again, guys, thank you again for hopefully another productive game and a win. And Alex, you're doing a great job on this awesome podcast. I'll definitely look forward to next time.
I appreciate it. We will talk again next week. Go Jets. Have a good one, everybody.